After I asked the $1 million question, some church members replied that they would pay off the bills and then go on a cruise vacation. Others said they would financially take care of their family and then leave the rest for a rainy day. Still others spoke about things like finishing their education. But one or two individuals did say they would return a tithe and then contribute to the church building fund and then bank the rest. To be honest, friend, I was kind of shocked at their answers. I mean, I had deliberately asked the question using the words, winning the lottery. I felt sure that the majority would say they do not play the lottery. Is it true that Seventh-day Adventists who regularly play the lottery not only believe that there's nothing wrong with it, but would give priority to themselves rather than to God? Take a look at this.
CNN.
This is the stuff of dreams.
I'd probably buy my wife a new car.
I'll be able to pay off my student loan.
Retire, most definitely.
$500 million before taxes. That's how much you can win in the Powerball jackpot. If you win, you can buy a lot of stuff. But what about happiness? Well, it turns out those cliches, money can't buy you happiness, money doesn't make the man, a fool and his money are easily parted, there's some truth to them. Only about half of all lottery winners are happier 3 years later, says Michael Boone, whose Seattle firm advises big lotto winners.
I think Henry Ford said it really, really well. He said that money doesn't change a person, it simply unmasks them. And I think that really is what happens. So people have an opportunity to do all the things that they dreamed of, and sometimes those are good things and sometimes they're not.
Christmas 2002, Jack Whitaker of West Virginia had the only winning ticket in the $314 million lottery jackpot. 2 years later, his wife said that she wishes she had torn up the ticket. Their lives in shambles. Their 17-year-old granddaughter was dead after struggling with a drug addiction. Whitaker faced multiple lawsuits and was arrested twice for drunken driving. Abraham Shakespeare, Florida, was murdered after winning $31 million. Then there's Amanda Clayton, a young mother who won $1 million in the Michigan lottery. She made headlines when she continued to collect food stamps. She was found dead of an apparent drug overdose. Are these winners just unlucky, or is there something more? Psychologist Aldwin Tart says big payouts can isolate people, thrust them into a world of wealth that is foreign to them. Long-lost family members may hound them. There's a guilt factor, who to help out and who not to. And there's a funny thing about money and happiness you may not realize.
You win the lottery, and so you spend a lot of money. And what happens is you get used to having a lot of money and spending a lot of money. So what happens is you actually have to spend more money to get the same level of happiness.
I'm sure, like me, you've often heard this sound coming from your neighborhood lottery machine. You know, that convenience store in your neighborhood. The sound goes something like this. Ta-da, 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 winner! Of course, the lottery machine makes the same sound if you won $5 or $5 million. That sound is designed to send a rush of adrenaline to egging him or her, the person who's playing, to buy more tickets. Satan is not stupid. The question that begs to be asked is, what's wrong with playing the lottery? I challenge you to conduct a similar poll at your church, and you'll quickly find that many of our people buy lottery tickets just as a normal everyday activity. An answer to the question, what's wrong with playing the lottery, is like asking a young Adventist, asking, what's wrong with going to the movies? You see, Saturday night is date night among young Adventists. They invariably end up grabbing a bite to eat and catching a flick. And what's wrong with going to the cinema every once in a while? Or what's wrong with buying a little lotto ticket once a week? Friend, it's like being a little pregnant. There's no such thing. Gambling has taken our society by storm in recent years. Of course, since City Las Vegas has been drawing people like flies to honey, it seems like forever. Matter of fact, there's a well-known saying that goes, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, sin happens in Vegas, that's what. But in the past 5 to 10 years, we are experiencing an atomic bomb of explosion in gambling. It seems almost everywhere you turn, casinos are opening up. Wikipedia has an incredibly long list of casinos everywhere from Alaska to Wyoming. Now these are not only your gigantic Atlantic City type casinos like the Trump Taj Mahal. You'll also find small casinos in small towns such as Austin, Ohio and Muskogee, Oklahoma. Yes, you can travel to just about any town in the US. You'll find places to gamble. I'm not even going to discuss huge international gamble destinations like Macau or Moscow. But the true explosion in recent gambling in recent years is online gambling. Wikipedia says that in 2008, estimates placed worldwide gambling at $21 billion. That's billion with a B. That was way back in 2008. I'm sure it's much, much more today. The gambling industry in the United States alone generates about annual revenues, check this out, generates annual revenues more than Hollywood movie industry, music industry, and video game industry combined. Americans spend $54 billion gambling annually. One of the biggest growth drivers, of course, is the interactive online gambling. The online sports betting market, for example, has grown from about $24 billion in 2004 to approximately $74 billion US dollars in 2012. Currently, online poker worldwide is a $15 billion enterprise. Oh, friend, this is really, really shocking. Video lottery terminals, or VLTs as they're commonly called, have been known as the crack cocaine of gambling. Why? Because a person can become addicted within a year, and it is very difficult to be successfully rehabilitated once a gambling problem is identified. As of 2005, there are already 90 casinos here in Canada. Ontario, where I live, has an estimated 7,500 problem VLT gamblers. They spend about $1,200 a month on machines. And that's just one Canadian province. Now multiply that worldwide, and you'll begin to see how easily the devil is addicting people. All gambling casinos, and whether it's online or Vegas, are designed to make you feel like you're having a good time at a party. It seems like lots of fun, right? With pretty bright lights and pretty women in skimpy outfits and the musical chimes of slot machine payouts. But of course, the harsh reality is casinos are designed for one thing and one thing only, and that is to take all your money. Whether you first log on to any casino website, whenever you do that, they ask you something. Check this out. A pop-up message asks you to install the casino software. I mean, they'll install a gambling casino right on your computer for you. Talk about the devil coming into your home. Well, what am I saying, friend? What am I saying? I'm saying in more ways than one, the church has entered, the devil has entered the church. 40 plus years ago, a Seventh-day Adventist wouldn't be caught dead in a cinema, a movie house. Now it's no biggie. 40 years ago, a Seventh-day Adventist wouldn't be caught dead gambling, period. But today it seems quite harmless. Harmless? Gambling is anything but harmless. The lottery is a multi-billion-dollar scam. For example, all chain smokers begin by smoking one harmless-looking little cigarette once in a while. All drug addicts begin their long journey into the hell of addiction by smoking one seemingly harmless joint. Similarly, all gambling addicts began their downward spiral into addiction by first playing the lottery, the lotto, or placing a bet somewhere. Problem gambling is any gambling, friend, that disrupts your life. If you're preoccupied with gambling, spending more and more time and money on it, chasing losses or gambling despite serious consequences, well, you have a gambling problem. Gambling addiction, also known as compulsive gambling, is a very serious societal problem. Compulsive gamblers can't control the impulses to gamble even when they know their gambling is hurting themselves or their loved ones. Just like using alcohol, cigarettes, or drugs, addiction can begin with a seemingly harmless activity. Friend, don't start something that could eventually become a problem. Also, don't fool yourself into thinking a gambling addiction could never happen to you. All addicts start out thinking it would never happen to them. Now, here are a few myths about gambling, okay? Check this out. Myth number 1. You have to gamble every day to be a problem gambler. Wrong. Fact. A problem gambler may gamble frequently or infrequently. You see, gambling is a problem if it causes problems. Myth number 2. Problem gambling is not really a problem if the gambler can afford it. Wrong. Fact. Problems can caused by excessive gambling. They're not just financial. Too much time spent in gambling can lead to relationship breakdown in the home or with your God. Myth number 3. Spouses of problem gamblers often drive the problem gamblers to gamble. Wrong. Fact. Problem gamblers often rationalize their behavior. Blaming others is one way to avoid taking responsibility for their actions, including what is needed to overcome the problem. After a stressful day at work, after an argument with your spouse or coworker, an evening at a gambling website, or at the casino can seem like a fun, exciting way to unwind and socialize. You may have a gambling problem if you feel the need to be secretive about your gambling. You might have a gambling problem if you lie about how much you gamble. Feeling others wouldn't understand what you're doing, or you'll surprise them with a big win someday. That's a red flag about your supposed recreational gambling. It has turned into an addiction. It's time to seek help. The first person you should turn to is God. The Bible has this to say. Listen to this, and I quote, "But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows."